In the last video, we had to pass a dynamic element in our link, and that led to a path which had to be constructed like this. Not really that convenient, especially if that gets longer. Thankfully, VueJS or the Vue router offers a better possibility or a better way of doing that. We can give our routes names. So in the routes.js file, I can assign a name to this route by simply adding name here, and I'll name it user added, for example. Now choose any name you like. This is just one example here. So user added is now the name of this route, and I can now identify this route by name, which means that on any page, wherever I set up a link, for example in user detail, I can now change this to pass an object instead of a string. Of course, you need a colon for that, otherwise you're not able to pass an object. And in this object, you get a couple of properties to define which path you want to navigate to. Now you could set up path here and do the same thing from before. Well, would not really save you some time, but you can add path here, just that you know that. But you can also say name, and the name was user added as a string. Now this is the name, of course, I set up here, and now VueJS will automatically populate this real path then with the path it extracts from this named route. This is the cool thing, we don't have to type the full path. I can now pass a second argument here, which is the name params. This is a key VueJS will recognize, which again is an object where I can now pass key value pairs of the parameters I want to pass to this path. Because of course this specific path here needs to get an ID. So in my params object here, I simply say ID, and this is now route params ID, like this. Much easier. If I now save this and go to just /user1, you see if we click edit user, it still goes to user1 edit, but now we had much less effort in setting this up. It's much easier to edit and to manage. The important thing here is you could use this setup in any router link. You can always pass an object to. As you saw, you could also use an object to just set the path. And it's the same object you can pass when having your routing happen in code, like we do here. When I push this path, I could instead also pass an object and set up the path like this, or also use a named route here. So if I gave my home route a name here, let's say I assign the name home to it, then I can go here and simply use name home, just like this. And I could pass params here too if this route expected ones. And you will see if I now reload this and click go to home, it still works now with a named route and passing an object. Two powerful features which make routing much more convenient.